It's Shonda Miles. I want to talk to you about goals. So, what is it that you have planned for 2024? So, let's talk about this in 12 weeks. So, I heard this from I've heard this a lot of different places, but it originated the 12-week year originated from, if I'm not mistaken, Brian Morris. Just be mindful. You can go Google it. 12 week year, Brian Morris, 12-week year. And so what his theology or theory is that you can accomplish what you want to accomplish in a year, you can do it in 12 weeks. And I love this because 12 weeks, you got to really be working. You got to have a plan. You got to be working for your goals, for you to accomplish your goals. Whereas a year, you can kind of slough off for a year and then you start working at the last 90 days of the month. Last 90 days of the year. So think about this. Think about your goal. What is that you have planned? Think about the most important thing for a goal is that it's in the positive. I like for it to start with I in the present tense with a deadline. That's all it is. Your goal, your one goal, you can have several, but if your one goal is, it starts with an I in positive in present tense and has deadline. So when you have this goal written down, because I believe that something happens to us when our brain, it goes through, what we want to do, what we want to say, what we need to do, our plans, our goal, our steps, we write it down on a piece of paper. Something happens when it goes through our hand on a piece of paper. And so think about, okay, what your goal is, and then what do I have to do to get to where I am to where I want to be? What in the middle, what do I have to do? What are the steps that I have to get from where I am to where I want to be? Those steps in the middle is your plan. And so you can reverse engineer. So let's just say, for example, I weigh 200 pounds and I want to get to 150 pounds. So I want to lose 50 pounds, right? So I'm at 200. That's my starting point. So you got to have a starting point. You got to have a baseline. So I'm at 200 pounds and I want to get to 150 pounds. So that's where my end goal is. 200 pounds is where I'm starting. 150 is where I want to be. So in the middle, I have to have these steps to lose 50 pounds. So the goal is to lose 50 pounds. So let's just say, for example, my deadline is December 31st, 2024. So I have let's say, for example, to make it easy, math, 1 pound a week is what I want to lose. I want to lose 1 pound a week. So I already know that for all this to work, I have to eat less calories and I have to move my body more. I already know that's the game changer, right? So and then I want to have these metrics in place. So how do I know I'm making progress, right? Every single week, how do I know that how do I know that what I'm doing is actually working? So we got to have some metrics in place. We got to have something in place that I'm checking the numbers. And this could be anything. This could be income. This could be sales. It has to be a number, something that you can check. And so for me, this will be weight. This will be pounds, right? So every single week on a Saturday, I get on the scale. And the scale tells me, okay, you lost 1 pound or you gained 3 pounds. But the scale doesn't lie, right? It tells me, if I've done what I'm supposed to do. So I can track pounds lost each week. I can track my food each day, because something happens when you start tracking your food. You start eating less because you don't want to write down all the things that you're eating, right? You might track your water intake. Are you drinking enough water? You might track how much time you're spending working out and how many calories you burn, depending on how you do that. But you can track that. But the magic number is the number on the scale. That's what we're looking for. But if you were to, measure your arms and your thighs, you might see that you're losing weight that way, because you could be gaining water weight. But that's what we're looking at. We're measuring these things to see how do we get, are we moving closer to our goal? So are we moving closer to the 50-pound weight loss? Am I losing a pound or 2 pounds or 3 pounds? And then you start looking at the steps that you have to take. You might do meal prep. You might prep all your meals for the week on a Sunday. You might say, okay, I'm gonna eliminate bread and I'm only gonna eat salads, 5 days. I'm gonna eat salads 5 days a week. So these are different steps that you can take. You might say, okay, I'm gonna eat a Mediterranean diet. So whatever it is for you, you're writing down the steps. What steps do you have to take? I have to do 30 minutes of cardio 4 times a week. I might rest 1 day a week. So you have these different steps in place that you have to do in order to see results. So you're not going to see results if you don't make any changes. It's going to stay the same, because if we do the same thing that we've been doing, we get the same result, that we've been getting. So just think about, excuse me, what your goal is with a deadline, is as very specific as possible, and then where you want to be, and then reverse engineer it from the 200 pounds to 150. What do I have to do? I'm sorry, to get to 150. What do I have to do? What are the steps I have to take to lose that 50 pounds? What do I have to do to get from where I am today to get to that 150? So when I reverse engineer it, I can see, okay, I want to lose this 1 pound a week. Okay, what do I have to do to lose this 1 pound a week? So 1 pound a week is 3,500 calories. So how do I eliminate 3,500 calories? Do I work out for 1 hour a day and burn 800 calories? What do I have to do? So these are just things you have to do, the steps that you have to take. Maybe you research and study nutrition. Maybe you research and study, whatever it is. But the bottom line is, if you have a goal with a deadline that's very specific, you have to have a plan of action. So steps that you would have to take in order to achieve your goal. And you have to make the time, schedule the time every single day in order to accomplish your goal. If you don't schedule the time, you'll never have time. Every single day, you'll be like, oh, I was going to work out, but I didn't get a chance. I was busy. It was a busy morning. No, schedule the time. This time becomes sacred, that you're going to spend this time every single day exercising, working out, taking care of your body, taking care of your, so you just got to be thinking about, what you got to do, how, where are you going to schedule this time to work on your goal? For me, I like to do it first thing in the morning. And I find that most people do well first thing in the morning. You get it out of the way while you're good and refreshed. And then you can go about doing the rest of the things that you got to do. But the most important thing is you. It's the most important thing. There's nothing else that's more important than you, because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. And also, if you fly, then you've heard the flight attendant say, before you put on anybody else's oxygen mask, put your oxygen mask on first, because you can't save somebody else if you can't save anybody else if you don't save yourself first. So save yourself first. Take care of you the first thing in the morning so you can be in good health, or whatever it is your goal is. Take care of you, put you first, and then you can take care of everybody else. You can do well taking care of everybody else. So just kind of something to think about if your goals. The reason why people don't accomplish their goals is, first of all, they don't have a clear, specific goal. They don't have steps, a plan of action that they need to take to get to where they want to be. And then third, they don't take the time. They don't take the action. So they don't have the time in their schedule to take the action every single day. And then fourth, they don't have the metrics. So how do you know if you're getting closer? Yes, you're going to the gym. Yes, you're drinking the water. Yes, you're, you planning your meals. But if you don't measure it, like, are you really eating what you say you're going to eat? Are you working out? If you're not working out, you're probably not going to lose the weight, because they go together. Eating right and working out, they go together. So just kind of think about that. How do you have yourself set up for the new year? Do you have yourself set up for success, or do you have yourself set up for another disappointing year because you don't have the proper things in place? So just kind of think about that. Where's the deficit? What do you need to go and work on? Do you have all these things in place? And if you do, are you working on your goals every single day? Are you making progress? So just think about it and go and just evaluate yourself, evaluate your goal, your steps, your plan, the time that you have set aside to work on your goals, and you're taking your actions, and then just kind of see where you are, and then just make the tweaks. As you get better and better at this, as you see progress or you don't see progress, make the tweaks, because we're not perfect, right? We're a work in progress. So we got to constantly be making the tweaks to get better and better. So just go and look and see where you are and what you need to do next.